Voila, aubergines done. Courgette number 2 done. Onion number 2 done. They're not rats or mice. Cipolle. I'll close it. Yes, the red one done or gooey?
Gooey.
But I have washed my hands several times today. Ciao, early summer here in the UK, and in the summer I always do vegetables on the barbecue. So being the first time this year, I'm going to show you what I do. I will be putting on the barbecue aubergines, peppers, red onion and a white onion and some courgettes. And I'll start by chopping the aubergines first. This is going to be very easy and straightforward. So remove the little head. And I'm using a bread knife as always. I do with these jobs because it's safer, but be careful. And I'm going to cut them approximately 1 centimeter. Do not cut them very thin, otherwise they will reduce to nothing when you are barbecuing them. Voila, aubergines done. Peppers, very simply, chop them in half. You can be as rough as you like. Do not need to remove anything. Put them on your board and bash them with your hand. Peppers done.
This is an elegant dish you like to make.
It is a very elegant dish. Next is courgette. Again, like the aubergines, do not cut them too thin. So most probably I'll get 3 or 4 pieces from each courgette. Courgette number 2 done. Onions next, white and red. As they are, with the skin, just chop them in half. Onion number 1 done. Onion number 2 done. Now look at that and tell me that it doesn't look gorgeous already. By the way, those things here, in case you're wondering, those fluffy things, they're not rats or mice. They're just to do with the wind, the windshield. First time I'm using, no, it's not the second time I'm using them. Barbecue is on, ready, so off we go. As they are, I'm not going to add any salt or any pepper, no oil, just as they are. Put them on top of your grill and off you go. I'll do the aubergines first. I've got quite a lot, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it all at once, but we will see. And now I'm moving on to my courgette. Exactly the same as the aubergines, no oil, no nothing. You guessed it, peppers, same treatment. And les oignons. Cipolle. Onion in Italian, by the way, in case you're wondering, it's cipolla, 1 onion, cipolle more than 1. And fully loaded, I'll close it and I will leave them for a good 10 to 15 minutes. And by the way, the setting of my barbecue at the moment is on a medium. I do not know what barbecue you would have, so you'll have to judge it. But the reason why I put it on a medium is because I don't want them to burn, and that works for me. But you'll have to judge it based on what you use. And while I wait, I will get on with my marinade. So this is a lovely sprig of rosemary fresh from my garden. It was singing in the sun up until 5 minutes ago. And I will be chopping this nice and fine, as it will be amongst the rest of the vegetables, and I do not want people to find them in their teeth really. Marinade ingredient number 1 done. Rock salt, black pepper, and I go in with my pestle and I start giving everything a good bash together, mostly to ensure that the salt and the rosemary is all combined. Okay, olive oil. I'm doing a large amount of vegetables as the family are coming round later, so a generous amount as there will be quite a lot here. Balsamic vinegar, entirely up to you how much you put in. And I recently discovered balsamic drizzle. For years I didn't even know it existed, and it's absolutely delicious. So I've actually learned that with this particular combo goes really well.
So a good squeeze of that.
So a good squeeze of that, yes. And I'll add a little bit of sweetness, but also some balsamic taste. Now mix it all together and I'll leave it to marinade, and I'm now going to be checking on my vegetables. If you look at my medium setting before I open it, it's between 150 and 200, most probably something like 175. So let's have a look. Yep, time to turn them around. Actually, it was less than 15 minutes, it was 10 minutes in my case. Oops. So just go along with the fork and turn them around. Let's have a look at the courgette. Ooh, look at that. Lovely and brown.
Just be careful you don't lose them down the barbecue then.
And the peppers as well, look at them. Everything is beginning to cook nicely. The more worrying thing is the aubergines. I don't think you can really burn the rest. Obviously you can burn anything, but the aubergines is the one thing to keep an eye on. And the onions next. So close the lid, another 10 minutes and we'll see what happens. I think we're ready.
Hooray!
I've put some bread in here, I'll explain why in a minute. The first things I'll get out are the aubergines and I'll put them on top of each other because believe it or not, while they are on top of one another they will continue cooking. If you look, they are perfectly done. They are a little bit dry because obviously there is nothing on top, but we're going to be making them very moist in a moment. I'll move my bread down here and collect the rest of the vegetables. I've got this and I'm not using it.
You're burning your fingers.
What a wally.
It's like you've forgotten how to barbecue.
I know.
One year to the next.
I know. That's what happens. Look at the onions. See, the skin is still there and that's perfect. And just like I did at the beginning, everything is back in my tray. And I'll move to back on my table now and I'll start with the courgettes. What I like about this salad is its simplicity and I really love doing this. It's really, really healthy and very, very simple to make. And I will also cut them crossways. And they go in my salad bowl. Now moving on to the peppers. First thing is to remove the little stem from the top. And do not worry if you got some seeds left behind, that's fine, they will not hurt you. And without much fuss, just chop them whichever way you like. I'm going this way with here and here. Mind your fingers, of course. And you will have noticed that I have not removed the skin. In this particular case, I really like it because it has actually browned up and it gives a nice charcoal flavour to the whole
nice
thing.
Sort of smoky flavour.
Smoky flavour. And pick them up and put them in. There is nothing elegant about this dish. Onion. So remove the most annoying part first, which has been really useful because it has protected our onion. And it's very hot though. Could they smell lovely?
Cooking them like this makes them really sweet, doesn't it, as well?
Ironically, many friends of mine do not know about this, and whenever they've been around for a barbecue and I've done this, they all go back and they start cooking them. So hopefully you'll do the same. Now I've got them ready, but I'm going to leave them because they are a little bit hot, so I don't want to burn myself, and I'll let them to cool down a little bit more. Which gives me the opportunity to deal with the aubergines. And I'm going to slice them into 1 centimeter strips. They are absolutely perfect. And I have to say, this bread knife for jobs like this is absolutely spot on. And like I did with the courgette, in a very elegant manner, or maybe not, I'll chop them in half. And with Julie's help, I'll put them in my bowl.
Don't rely on me.
My onions have cooled down and they are a little bit easier to cut now, and I do not burn myself, so I'm actually cutting them lengthways. Here's the red one done, and I'll move on to the white one as well. Still a bit hot, this one. They're hanging on, aren't they?
They're solid, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're not a thin strip.
God, the smell is nice.
Particularly the white one, funny enough.
Yeah, today the white ones are
Very
smelling
smelly, the one.
more than the red ones. And in they go with the rest of the vegetables. I've got white onion, I've got a red onion, but they are cooked. And little secret, shallot, because it's clearly uncooked, and it will give it a lovely kick to the whole thing. But what I'll do with this one, I'll cut it in very fine little pieces so that it'll go a long way, and it will not be too intrusive in a single bite. And in it goes. I have halved some tomatoes. These are fresh plum tomatoes, and they can go in.
The magic pot of olives.
Indeed, our magic pot of olives.
Better make sure you don't use, yeah.
Yes, I will remove the ones with the pits as we got children coming, and I will just use the pitted ones. Quantities to taste, of course. I will be putting a few tablespoons. Not those two, as they got pits in the middle.
Yeah. They are delicious, but we don't want to break anybody's teeth.
No. Is that enough, Julie? There you go. That's the olives dealt with. Back to my marinade, which has been marinating. And now it's time to pour it in at the very, very top. In its gooey form. Or gooey.
Gooey.
In its gooey form. And the very last ingredient before we mix everything else, some fresh basil. Again, entirely up to you how much you put in.
Oh, I'm going to pull that one apart. Look, I didn't.
What you've done? Oh, I see.
I pulled them all apart except that one on
There
top.
you go.
In case you didn't realise, I can be a little bit of a sous chef sometimes.
Of course, yes. You can use spoons, but I'm going to be using my hands. I think it's much, much easier, especially when it's such a large quantity of salad to be mixed.
No, I'd have my salad servers out.
Not to mix it, to serve it. But I have washed my hands several times today.
I should hope so.
So the vegetable salad on the barbecue is done, but there's one more thing, the bread. Arguably, one could say the most important one. This is our taster. So I'm going to do a nice thick, oh God, this is not crunchy. This was defrosted from the freezer, by the way. That's why I put it in, but it's lovely and crunchy. There you go. And I am the chef, so I have to check it to see if it's any good.
Yeah.
So let's
How
have a
about
look.
we just defrost some more bread and eat this for tea?
No. There you go. That'll do. I'm gonna cut it in half because I think someone is gonna be wanting some to taste as well anyway. But I just want to have a little taster. Welcome summer.
Good.
Simplicity of things, really. Everything is genuine and didn't take very long at all, and delicious. There you go. You might have made this yourself. If you haven't, now you know how to. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Enjoy. Bye.